Welcome back to another episode of Maggie's Life in Panama. When I retired, 20, was it in 21 or 22? 22, I believe. I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. And if you know my story, I kind of looked around for projects, for business ideas, because knowing me, I knew I needed to be doing something. So now that I am here in Panama, you may be curious, what does she do with herself all day? And of course, people who consult with me, who I meet for coffee after they land here, they're like, oh, we know you're busy. And I am. So let me take you inside a regular day, maybe week, because no 2 days are alike. So you can have an idea when you do retire here, what might await you. But of course, we're all different. We have likes, dislikes, routine, certain things that we want to do with ourselves. And I'll share with you what I do with myself. So just kind of sit back and relax, realizing that not everybody's life is the same. Your life is going to be what you make it. Are you intrigued yet? If you are, and you don't know who I am, I'm this crazy lady called Maggie Lazar. I am a retired nurse practitioner who has been here in Panama almost 3 years now, close to my third anniversary. I am so excited and grateful to God for allowing me to live this life. I am also the creator of SWAT, Single Women Retiring Abroad, a group of sassy older ladies who have decided to make Panama their home, spend the rest of their days here in community. But the ultimate goal of SWAT is to recreate a newer model of aging abroad that is sustainable and affordable. If any of this sounds of any interest to you, if you're on the fence and you're an older single sister, just kind of thinking of the possibilities, please give this video a thumbs up. Those are important for the Mr. Algorithm, remember? I still haven't met him. Like the video, click the notification bell so you know whenever I post a video or when I go live, and subscribe to the channel. I'll wait while you do that. Hit subscribe. Come on. This program that I use says that you might reach 20,000 in January 2026. I don't want to wait that long. I don't want to wait that long. I know a lot of you watch my videos, but you have not subscribed. And I'm wondering why it doesn't cost you a penny. Come on. And shout out to my channel members, those people who are always with me when I cook on Sundays. And now I'm growing another audience on Saturday afternoon where I just take questions, whatever your question is, and I'm here to answer it. So, sis, when you decide to retire, remember I talk about retirement as this exit that we just can't wait to go through that door, when they give you your pen or whatever they give you for your 25th anniversary with the company, which doesn't happen as much now because people just don't stay in jobs that long. We're more mobile, right? So once you decide to take that step to say, to me, retirement is that you're not working for a paycheck. You're not working with someone or for someone, right? So that's why I say I feel like the term retirement really should be retired because it is not what it used to be. We don't just say, okay, I don't have to work. I'm going to sip iced tea and sit in my rocking chair. Unfortunately, we're living in days where even in retirement, you can't really relax like that. So it's like life be lifing, sis. So I think of retirement as another lifetime, another period, una nueva temporada, like the Spanish would say, a new season. That's what retirement is to me. So in this new season, how do you craft a new life? How do you craft a new normal? How do you craft a new routine? And I also mentioned in another video recently that I saw that research study that says that people like us in this age group who have quote unquote retired, those who develop new goals, new projects, do better in terms of cognitive health, right? So that means they have less of a risk. Oh, this thing is getting on my nerves here. They have less of a risk of cognitive decline if you remain engaged and you set up some goals. Sorry, guys. I don't know what I can do with it, but I might take it off because next thing you know, you're gonna see somebody walking around with one earring, right? That's how you start a fad. I don't want to say a trend because some things shouldn't be a trend, but anyway. So you have got to be committed to recreating. That's why I call it about reinventing yourself. I mean, in our group, the SWA ladies, we have our meetup later today. We have so much brain power in that group. Some of these women have led fabulous lives. And I mean, I have not led a fabulous life, but I've done some things in my life that some other people may not have done. And I'm grateful for that. Nothing that I'm going to say, oh, I did this, I did that. No, there's some women in that group that have done way more than I have. And listen, I admire them for it. So when you decide to go through the gate to escape the workplace, the mindset of work for wages, right? Once you escape from that, then your mind is free to adopt a new normal, a new a new mindset. So that's when, you no longer have, maybe you not have a mortgage, maybe you're married or divorced, the kids are grown, you're not under that pressure to make money to put your kids to school or to pay off loans and debt. So you're in a different temporada, you're in a different season. So that's why it's important for you to start thinking about that prior to that time coming. And that's why I went to places like I went to Africa and I was like, okay, what else can I do when the time comes for me to escape? What will I be doing with my life? Because I've told you I need project. I can't be one to just sit around just sipping margaritas. I certainly would go crazy. So I was exploring, went to Africa, nothing stuck. Came to Panama a few times, love Panama, tried the Peace Corps, chickened out, and then came back, and then now we have SWA. But even with SWA being my baby and my vision for the future, I still have to do the day to day to day to day, right? And again, I'm just trying to get you to see that I would not be someone who could just sit idle. So that's why you have to know yourself, sis. What can this new, I don't want to call it retirement. I refuse to. What does this new season look like for me? And I told you when you first get here, take some time to unwind, to relax, to detox, to just find yourself again. Whew. Some of you have been on a treadmill for decades, never had time for yourself. Detox your mind, your body, drink, walk, eat well, flush out the toxins. And then when you relax, that cortisol is going to decrease, and then you can relax and not keep damaging yourself. So take some time for that. And I talk about that. It's not, I don't think it's the honeymoon phase yet. I think it's the rest period, I could call it, if I could call it that. And then the finding out, the fact finding honeymoon starts, where you're looking for an apartment, you go into the meetups, and you're going out there exploring, you're finding your neighborhood store, your pharmacy, you're going to see the doctor, you're just getting yourself situated, sis. And don't rush through it. Enjoy the process. Oh my God. I remember when I had my house, my last house. I so enjoy, you know how in your mind you have a vision of what you want your place to be, and it was going to be my place. There were no kids, different way of thinking, because you're not like, well, you have to make sure the outlets are this and this or that. You look at colors. I used to have like a white, like a beige carpeting in my house with the kids around. What was I thinking? So now if I wanted to have a white carpet, I can. So it's a mind shift again because you're in a different temporada, a different season of life. So you're going to decorate your environment to suit your taste because you don't have to worry about anybody else. And if you're single, I'm not going to say it's better, but I am biased when it comes to that. You know, it's like it's your space. You don't have to share with anybody. I know. Don't say anything negative. I don't mean anything by it. I'm just saying there is freedom in fixing your little place, fixing it, you know, like the Southern people say, to suit you and nobody else. I know it sounds really selfish, but feels really good. So you do that. You're still on that treadmill on the honeymoon trail where he says, oh my God, Panama, it's so good. I feel so good here. The sun is shining. I'm getting all the fruits and vegetables, and people are nice. They smile at me. Yeti, yeti, yeti. Yes. And I'm like, welcome to Panama. Let's have coffee. You're doing good. You're excited. Well, hopefully you know that you're not gonna stay on that high forever. Life gonna be lifing. All right, you get your bank account, you figure out how to pay your bills, you know, ask the questions. I had a sister had coffee with me the other day. She said, excuse me, I brought my notes. So she pulled out a sheet and oh my gosh, I need to send her some information. So she's like, I had some questions, and that's great. That's why we're here, to make you have a softer landing. Don't just pull your hair out, ask the questions. If you don't have a person like myself, just go in the Facebook groups, join, and just throw the question out there, because chances are somebody else had asked the same question. There's nothing that new under the sun. But what does the day-to-day today? I know somebody is saying, get with the program, Maggie, but you have to understand where you're coming from. That's why I can't just jump into it sometimes. You have to set the stage to say, this is where your mindset is, and how you go from getting all that work done over there to, you know, empty everything out, declutter, move, get rid of things. That's exhausting. And when you come here, I'm like, take some time off, relax. It could be a month worth. Don't worry about it. Take as much time as you need to decompress. So now everything is in place. You got your little apartment looking the way you want it. You feel like you can get out, and you got yourself together. So this is where it starts. What now? What else? What are you gonna do now? That's where I was in January. Is it 24? Was it last year when I came? Yes. So I came November 2023, returned from the Peace Corps. And then when I got here, it took me from November to December to find the apartment. That wasn't too bad, because I came here November 19 and I was in this apartment December 10th. It's pretty good, like 3 weeks. Yeah, because I stayed with my friend Sonia for 3 weeks at her apartment. Yeah, she's so kind. So once you are all settled, you have to kind of take inventory now. It's like, what am I going to do? I was lucky that I was looking at SWAT. I developed a curriculum. I had like 60 some topics that I was going to sit right here and, you know, address with you. So that kept me busy, right? But I am a planner and I'm always looking long range, you know, in the future. So it was like, what else are you going to be doing? Because once you finish with those 63 videos, what are you going to do? So that's why I said, you know, I could teach some Spanish. I speak enough Spanish. I'm doing YouTube and I'm learning how to do it better. That's why we are at 18,000 right now. I had to learn some stuff. And that's, you know, they have YouTube University. That's the learning. That's the goal. That's using that brain power. Then I was like, well, what else could I do? Well, I could develop some digital products. I'm still working on those. So it was a mindset of being productive, but not overly scheduled. because as I was growing SWA, that was my building community. That's another topic we need to address. How do you build community? What are the steps you need to take proactively, definitively, so you can create whatever the size you want community? I don't make friends very easy. I know a lot of people, but close, 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 those take time. And of course, we talk about taking time to find your tribe. That takes time and discernment, sis. So you can't be in a hurry to latch on to everybody because they will reveal themselves to you. And then when you are so deep in the relationship, then you're going to get your feelings hurt. And it's like, you didn't have to go down that rabbit hole, sis. Kind of take step back and watch and observe people. Because sometimes you think you know people and then you find out, well, you know that. You didn't live to be this old not to have learned some stuff, hopefully. So you are now in a situation where you're like, okay, my life is totally different. I wrote here that you're grieving the loss of what you've left. I was a homeowner for decades. Now you are a renter. That takes getting used to, sis. Maybe that's another video to talk about all the things you have to adjust to. Let's do that. Let's discuss all these things in a video because it's important. But now I'm talking about your day-to-day, everyday life in Panama as an expat, as an older woman. When I was at home, I was retired for about a year and I was in the house by myself. You know, you got up, I walked, even though after a while, I didn't even trust myself to walk in my neighborhood because things had changed. Go to the gym. There was a little park I used to go walk. You come, take your shower, maybe eat something. And it was like, that's what gave me the idea of retiring abroad. I was like, there is no way I can see myself in the future. Remember, I'm always looking forward in the future to see myself getting up every day in this house doing the same old, same old, same old. I was like, oh no, that is not gonna work. That was a recipe for disease. And I had my favorite seat. And I had decorated my house so nice. I had bought this huge, beautiful whitewashed wood table. I love that. When I saw that table, that hurt. That hurt, but I was part of the letting go. So letting go of all my familiar stuff that I had painstakingly picked out to fit, like this little table to fit in this corner. You got your measuring tape. My car, my beautiful Volvo SUV, I had to get rid of it. So now I'm like, I don't have my favorite table, my favorite chair. I don't look at my favorite paintings. I'm not driving my favorite car. Listen, when I talk about grieving, you grieve that loss, sis. So now when you're trying to establish a routine, you have to take into consideration the time it takes you to go from point A to point B because you don't have a car. So I had to get used to having that Metro card. I found myself, no one taught me, there was no Barbara at that time to show me how to get a Metro card and get on that Metro. I got lost so many times, but that's how I learned the city. And to get your mindset where you're not, oh, now you're going to have to use a backpack to carry groceries where you used to just pop your trunk. If you're caught up in the appearances of where you were and the accoutrement that you had, your house, your BMW, your Mercedes, pushing your garage door opener open, your favorite hair salon, your nail place, you're gonna grieve, sis. And some people are posting like in a panic. Oh, can anybody tell me how I can get my twist done? Oh, can anybody tell me how I can get my nails done? Relax, sis, relax. You could have been like I was in South Africa. After a month, I look at my toes. It's like, oh, I need to get those toes done. And then finally I got to a place. This young lady picked up my foot, put it on her lap, and just did the pedicure. My foot did not hit water. I was like, oh, that's how they do pedicures here. Okay, that was close to the village. It wasn't in like Johannesburg, I have to say. I had to adjust to that too. So you come to Panama, you don't have a car, you have to carry your stuff. And of course, you can always Uber. And listen, the Ubers, when I go to the store to Ray, they come. 99% of them sit in their cars. Sometimes they don't even want to pop the trunk. I have to say, open the trunk for me. They don't help you to put your groceries in. Now, if you have a driver, if you have a personal driver, they will do it for you. So you gotta get used to that. Nobody's going to just serve you. Don't expect it. It can happen. Like the sister shared with us that she went to get some soil and a young man came and put it and put. Yes, you're going to get surprised by those spontaneous acts of kindness, but don't expect it, okay? Because there's nobody here to serve you. And the concept of customer service, just leave it where you came from. It's a whole new ball game here, okay? So you lose things, you miss not having things. So whatever your routine is going to have to take that into consideration. You have to decide, when am I going to go to the store to get food? You don't need to get food a whole week's worth. We don't have to do that here. You are an older woman. You need to be mobile. You need to be moving around. I look at my escapades on a daily basis as me being mobile, moving. I go to the metro this morning. I got up at 7:15. I was out to the bus. I have to walk to the bus station. I have to walk to the metro station. I am moving. Use my card, walk and get my stuff, carry my backpack. And I know, sis, I'm still using the backpack. It's okay. Walk back to the station. When I ended up at my stop, walk to the building. I'm mobile. Sleep, I was never one to sleep a lot. So I'm getting between 4 and 5 hours of sleep. And I know I need to get more, but my body is acclimated and that's good. I don't eat breakfast in the morning. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I put my alarm for 7:30 and then I get up at like 8 o'clock. I'm in front of the camera and I'm doing my exercise program. I am grateful for it because it forces me to exercise. I haven't been to the gym in a while because I'm doing these exercises, but I go walk once in a while. I don't eat breakfast. So around 10-ish, I might have a cup of coffee. And right now, I am using a Google Calendar because I have a lot of stuff. So the 3 days that I do this, go on the calendar. If a sister said, let's go have coffee, I put it on the calendar. I forgot to tell you, I do relocation consultation calls. So if somebody goes on my calendar and then, book a call, it comes to my email and then it automatically merges with my Google Calendar. So because I was getting, caught in no, you're not available, and I would double book. I don't do that anymore. So leisure SWA, I do my SWA monthly meeting. I have to usually prepare for it if I'm the speaker. Like yesterday, I spent most half a day doing my PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to talk about with the sisters today. When I do the videos, there is research that goes into that. You got to do a script. You got to try to stay on topic. I know I'm not just the phone yet because the phone would be great, but the screen goes off and it drives me nuts. I'd rather write. Maybe by 12, like it's about 11 now. I just had some bananas, so I'm good and I'm going to lunch. So I take that into consideration if I'm doing a SWAT meeting or the sisters, we're having lunch. So that goes in there. And then I just kind of peruse through the different stores. If I'm close to Multi-Plaza Mall, I'll go in there. Usually I'm looking for okra or anything that I can find somewhere else. Reba Smith is not a store I go to a lot because they're a little pricey, right? But I love to go to the mall so I can just walk. And it's usually not so hot. Right now, this is rainy season. It's not so hot. Like I just sent a note to my landlord and the handyman. The two air conditioners are out again. So I have a fan I've been using, which keeps my electric bill low. But it's a good thing. I don't need it to be cool or cold. So I put in my coffee dates with people coming over or sisters just wanting to hang out. I do my exercise program. I work, I'm sitting in here at my desk a lot, and I don't like that. So every so often I make myself get up or I'll go to the gym for a little bit, work on the arms because sedentary lifestyle, as you know, is a risk factor for disease, and we don't want that. But some days I just like to just sit out here and just do nothing. I'm always researching something. In the morning, I wake up, I could catch the news on my phone. And of course, it always makes me sad because the news is pretty much horrible every day. And of course, I'm thinking about SWRA because we know what our vision is, but what are the action items I need to make sure I complete to get us to the point where we create the sisterhood, So I'm always thinking this, in fact, it got so thick, now I need another one. If I think of something, this is the Bible. And if I forget what I did or what I need to do, I go back and look at my notes. So I'm like, oh, you're supposed to do doing this. Like, I just remembered I need to send something to that sister. But the day-to-day, it's not structured. I do follow my calendar, but the danger is I don't want to overschedule myself because, and I don't want to say because I'm retired. No, because it's healthy to have a balance, right? I don't want to say like I said, I don't want to work the word retired. Like I was talking to the sister and I'm like, I'm doing this. She's like, thought you were retired. You see, that mindset is still that when you're retired, you're not supposed to do anything. And I don't want that. I reject it. I do not want that because I know it's not healthy for me. My mind needs to keep producing, creating, doing, so that my brain doesn't die on me, right? Because when I was doing the presentation on dementia, and the data says once you hit 80, there's a 50% chance that you're going to get dementia because your brain is aging. So I don't want that. Okay. So I may be on the computer quite a bit doing research, coming up with, if I'm working on my ebooks or I'm thinking about what I'm going to cook for on Sundays for my life. Then I have to write my menu. Then I have to go to the store. So today, Thursday, I decided to go to the store in the morning because in this store close to me at San Felipe, if I want to buy chicken or a chicken wing or like an oxtail, I have to get there early because the early bird gets the worm. They're gonna be gone because all the funders and restaurant, other people order from there. So when you go there, they have bags and bags already pre-cut. So if you go there at 10, 11, you're not gonna find anything, okay? So you need to go there early. And then I'll go to Cinco de Mayo and I buy fruit and other things, right? So I come. If I need to find something on my menu for Sunday, I have to find a way to go to the store. So I go today, Thursday, because Friday I do my class till 9, and then I'm going to do something with the sisters um, in terms of cooking, right? And then if I have like a lunch appointment, right? You see how that goes? Then I have to think about my menu for Sunday. I got to think about a topic for Saturday. Like on Monday, I have a lunch appointment. Listen, life is not boring. And I'm not even one, I don't go play pickleball. I don't play tennis. I don't know how to play cards. So if I was that socially engaged, I'd have to adapt to my schedule. My calendar in terms of social event is SWAT, right? SWAT related or new sisters coming in. Lots of people are very grateful. Say, well, I'd love to take you to lunch, which is so kind of them. And I appreciate it. But most of the time, I'm like, come next to my building and we'll have coffee. The other day, I had coffee with that sister. I met her at 10:30 and then I came home, it was like 1. I'm like, did I really talk to that sister for over 2 hours? Connection. We are human beings and we need connection. So sis, you can set up your life however you want, doing whatever makes you feel good, whatever brings you joy. Yes, you're not working for a paycheck, but if you're doing something, you can get a little coin. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people are into trading and stuff. That takes you sitting in front of the camera, the screen, and watching above my pay grade. I don't understand any of that. I'm not into the numbers like that at all. Make time to hang out with your friends. That's important. I don't have many friends. I know a lot of people here, but I'm still working on having the closer relationship. That's why we're creating what we call clusters in SWA, where we have sisters who are really close to each other so that if something happens, we got each other's back. That's one of the pillars of the vision for SWA. Let's see what else I do. So on Fridays, I told you I do the exercise program in the morning. And then if I have something to do, I'll do it, or I'll schedule a walk in the evening. Maybe I'll stop at Mercado de Mariscos and get a fish. I allow myself a fried fish once a month. When my brother was here, I had it twice, so I don't know if it's been a month yet. And then on Saturday, I try not to schedule anything anymore. I used to get up at 7 to go to San Felipe, but I have a Spanish class at 10. I've been having a Spanish class at 12, which is probably only one more time, and then after that, I'm going to be free. Now that I'm doing the live at 4 p.m. on Saturdays, and after that, listen, I'm an older woman. I need to rest. So I don't go at night on Friday night. I don't go on Saturday night. Now, Friday night I could if I needed to go somewhere, but I don't like to go out at night. By 8 o'clock, my eyes are shutting down, okay? So none of those emotion theater being up till 10, 11, 1 o'clock at night, you're not gonna find Maggie. Because I need to go to bed early, even though I'm here, but I would not be socially awake at 10 o'clock at night, in a dress and no. So Saturday is taken. Sunday, I get up. Sometime I go to San Felipe if I need something. Sometime I even go to Ray's if I'm missing an item. So that's getting ready. Go to the metro, go to the store, walk back, metro. So by the time I get here, it's 9, and then the show's at 10. So I cook between 10, sometimes till 12 o'clock. After 12 o'clock, I sit, I put my feet up, and it's like my brain says, you need to rest. I started going to the movies, but I'm like, man, you don't need to do that. Because a lot of time I'll go to that Metro Mall that I like, and the movie might be like 4 or 5, and then I'm coming out. You got to change 2 trains. And the other day I was waiting on a train, a mosquito bit me, and dengue, and this little girl died this week of dengue. It's like, Maggie, keep your little self at home at night. So I rest. And my rest includes watching some Korean drama or Spanish drama on my screen, because the TV on the weekends, totally worthless. There is nothing worth watching in terms of entertainment, right? But during the week, I have the TV on just to watch the news. So my life, my daily life involves working on SWAT stuff, working on my ebooks, working on my relocation consultation calls, because usually I have to send something back that they asked for. Working on my Spanish classes, I got to prepare for them, create the curriculum, the class, then I record it, then I have to fix the note, send it back to the students. I think that's enough. And then I exercise 3 times a week. Sometimes I walk an additional, because I have to watch my face and what I eat, because it's so easy to just put that weight back on. Listen, that battle never goes away. So that is my routine. If I travel, I haven't traveled since, like, I think I went to Peru in January. I haven't been, I went home in February. I haven't been anywhere since. Probably not gonna go anywhere this year. But travel is something that I want to include in my retirement. There's a sister here who just had an amazing trip. Dubai, Tanzania. She was living the life for her 50th birthday. Shout out to Aisha. She's got an illness, but she doesn't let it hold her back. That's amazing. I mean, so many smart, she's an engineer, smart people around. It keeps you energized, right? Because you're talking to people who are thinkers. I like that. When somebody is really flimsy and superficial and they can't really think deeply about a topic, I get bored so quick. That's why I'm not gonna come here and just blah 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 saying nothing to you. If I don't have anything to say, I don't say it. Like Bambi said, if you got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Remember that? Oh my God. Okay. So I gotta stop. I didn't want this video to be this long, and I forgot to ask you to like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'm gonna wait. Thank you so much. You know I love you, and I thank you. I thank you for your support. Remember, my schedule for videos now. On Mondays, I'm going to give you something about something that you need to do as a new expat, Educate, right? What you need to know about Panama, life in Panama. This is on Thursdays, is really personal. It's about self-improvement, how I move, personal, Maggie focus, right? But on Monday, it's going to be for you. All right. So make sure you tune in. And I'm going to be posting between 6 and 8 p.m., which is what Vidaki said I need to do. I can be a student. I can listen because I don't know this YouTube stuff. Let me tell you. People like Stephanie Perry has 195,000 people. Can you imagine? I'm just trying to do the math in my head. That's amazing. That's amazing. So shout out to our sisters. Shout out to everybody. Our hearts are grieved with some of the news, but God is in control, and we cannot allow ourselves to be hopeless. That's what the enemy wants. That's what the enemy wants. So thank you for watching. God loves you. I love you. Au revoir. À la prochaine. Bye.